is John Paul Rye. I'm coming to you from Tokyo, Japan. Today, I'm going to get into a little bit of a theory that's been going around the net for a while, and that theory is that Johnny Depp is a Satanist and an Illuminati. Now, obviously, I think it's false, but I got a comment here that pointed me to this theory and also hinted that Johnny is not a good guy. So, in this video here, I'm going to get into the case a little bit, and I'm also going to just ask you to think, what the hell does this have to do with Johnny and what he believes? Or if he is or isn't actually a Satanist? Because I think it's just probably a wild theory. Here we go. This here is the comment I got. Some of you who are subscribed here might have seen it already. You can't be serious. The man is no hero. He went to bat for some Satanist murderers. That should tell you something. And then, of course, I got an article linked. I replied, they were set free after the DNA evidence was found wrong. Do some research. That's probably why Depp and the other celebs defended them. So, we're talking about the West Memphis Three and the controversial court case they had. Now, I'm not here to prove if they were right or wrong. I can't do that. If they were guilty or innocent. But the fact was, they were set free. And there is really no absolutely proving anything here. That would be ridiculous. But I'm going to try to say that I think there's absolutely no evidence for these kind of crazy claims against Johnny Depp. Here we go. First, let's just take a look at some things that came out. This is a thing. People have written books and articles, stuff like this. For me, I don't know. Probably just a money grab. $3 a pop. Doesn't seem super serious. Here we see Johnny Depp with the guy who was thought to be the ringleader of the three. Now, a lot of people say that since this guy, who's named Eccles, has tattoos and Johnny has tattoos, well, that must mean, of course, Johnny's a Satanist. Well, I'm going to say people just get tattoos. All bets are off with tattoos. You could see here, he's got a little bit of everything. And you know what? When I was growing up, there was like a goth / horror type style. There was skulls. Yes, there was like some satanic looking stars and things like that. But there was also dragons and Asian writing like kanji and angels. It was just a big mix of all kind of fantastic things you'd find in a fantasy world. It doesn't mean anything in any way that if you have a tattoo, you're a Satanist. And here he is in the New York Times. His name's Eccles, if I'm saying that correct, and I'm pretty sure this is after he was released. I mean, yeah, he's got a beard and everything, pretty sure of that. And of course, this person pointed me to some articles about it. Johnny Depp defends men convicted of satanic ritual murders. And by the way, we'll get into this, but it wasn't just Johnny Depp. It was thousands of people around the world, plus some other Hollywood personalities. Johnny Depp, the Hollywood star, has added his voice to a campaign to free 3 men convicted of murdering 3 children in a satanic ritual. So, I gave this an open mind just for a little while, and I read this. I was like, yeah, okay, let's keep going. So, I read some of this. During the murder trial, prosecutors painted Mr. Eccles as the ringleader of a satanic group that had murdered the boys in an occult ritual. Mr. Eccles, who seems conveniently unable to be anyone other than himself, didn't do himself any favors on the stand. When the prosecutor asked if he read books by Aleister Crowley, a noted author in the field of satanic worship, Mr. Eccles said no, then added, I would have read them if I saw them. In 1994, he was found guilty of the boys' murders and sent to death row. Mr. Baldwin and Miss Kiss Kelly both received life sentences. Thanks to 3 HBO documentaries about the case, the convicted men became known as the West Memphis Three, and their case found supporters throughout the country, including a number of high-profile celebrities such as Johnny Depp and Eddie Vedder. Eddie Vedder is the lead singer of a group called Pearl Jam, if you're unfamiliar. And Eccles says, if it wasn't for Peter Jackson, and if it wasn't for Eddie Vedder, I really honestly have no idea what we would have done, noted Eccles. Johnny has been with us every step of the way since I got out. So nothing so far actually connects Johnny to Satanism, and as far as connecting Johnny to an Illuminati, just sounds like a shot in the dark theory that has absolutely no ground. We did the book signing the other night in New York, and he was there for that, you know? Obviously, this isn't helping his career in any way. This is something he is doing entirely to help me. We've grown to love him dearly. He's become like a brother to me, Eccles tells E! News that he and Depp are talking about making a movie based on his book or possibly a TV miniseries. So, let's say someone comes around here and says, yo, EH, I got you. Johnny wanted profit for the movie, for the TV show. That's why he did it. Well, we're talking about whether he's a Satanist or an Illuminati, which was the claim, not whether he saw a profit or any of that. It's a totally different story. And the comment I got was hinting towards the fact that he helped a Satanist. Well, that doesn't prove he is one. And as I said, there were thousands of people who got behind these guys, maybe because their story made a little bit of sense when they told it. What they said was, we didn't commit the crime, but at the time, they needed somebody to take the fall for the crime. Which is possible. Like I said, I'm not getting into whether they're innocent or guilty. I have no way to prove either way. But the point is, no matter how much we dance around all these details about the court case, nothing points to Johnny being a Satanist. And what cleared their name was basically there was no DNA evidence they could connect after they did the second round of tests. Johnny, Henry Rollins, Margaret Cho, and many people formed a chain, and if one single link in that chain was gone, they would have killed me, Eccles tells E! News. You know, just for example, the DNA testing that eventually led to us getting out, we couldn't even afford to get that done. Henry Rollins went on tour just to raise the money to do the first round of DNA testing. If the media doesn't care, if the world doesn't care, if people don't look at it, they still kill you and sweep it under the rug no matter how much evidence there is. And unfortunately, this brings us to Amber Heard for a minute. And what I'm trying to tell some people is, yeah, I fucking hate to say it, but they might let her go, like, really easy, because some people, like he's saying here, don't care about the evidence of the abuse. They only care about who Amber Heard is, and she is an actress in Hollywood. That's it. So, for that, they might not want to punish her. I predict that she'll probably get some kind of slap in the wrist so they don't let her off scot-free. But as far as like an actual life-changing, horrible, torturous punishment like she probably deserves, I think she's going to get away. Hopefully she won't. We'll see. And, you know, I didn't recall full details in this case. As you guys can see, this is 2012, and I think it happened before that with the actual trial and everything. So we're probably looking at around 10 years ago or something. And then it dawned on me that, yeah, they got off innocent. West Memphis Three go free. In a major turn of events, an Arkansas judge today freed 3 men who were imprisoned for nearly 18 years for child murders they say they didn't commit. Known as the West Memphis Three, the cases of Damon Eccles, Jason Baldwin, and Jesse Miss Kelly have attracted international attention over the years. They were released after accepting an Alford plea which allows defendants to assert their innocence while conceding that the state has enough evidence to convict them. Several rounds of DNA testing in recent years has failed to turn up any physical evidence connecting the 3 men to the crime scene. Today's deal comes several months before a scheduled hearing to determine whether the men would be granted a new trial in light of the DNA results. Eccles said in a statement released today, I am innocent, as are Jason and Jesse, but I made this decision because I did not want to spend another day of life behind those bars. The men were supported over the years by a large team of dedicated attorneys and thousands of activists around the world. So, we actually went in a few different directions here. On one hand, we got into the case. On the other hand, we get into the fact that this case doesn't have too much to do with a connection to Johnny Depp being a Satanist. As far as Illuminati, that's just like really, really out there because we don't actually have any proof of anybody anywhere being an Illuminati, let alone Johnny Depp, who plays guitar in his free time in a band and likes the Beatles. Just saying. Doesn't make sense to me. But of course, you guys, let me know down below, what do you think? Do you think that this comment is good? The man is no hero. He went to bat for some Satanist murderers. Okay. Not sure what that tells us. That tells us Johnny was involved, like the article said, and like the facts are, with thousands and thousands of other people who did the same because they're allowed to believe somebody is innocent or guilty. That's your right. Just like we believe Amber Heard is guilty of what she did to Johnny. And I gotta go back to all these people throughout Johnny's career who say he's an amazing guy. I guess that Robert Englund, Johnny's exes, even Amber Heard's own assistant and friends who say Johnny's a great guy were mistaken. I guess, all in all, Johnny was a Satanist the whole time. Guess what? He fooled us all. Alright. Maybe my sarcasm is slipping as I'm getting a little older. I used to be great at sarcasm. Now who knows how good I am. As you could tell, I'm winding down. I'm going to do some shout-outs. Shout out to Cheryl Bunker, and thank you for supporting Nerdette. She's pretty cool. Shout out to Humanity First. Anyway, if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. I'm doing Johnny Depp, like Amber Heard, like I said in the beginning of the video, I think. Pop culture, even some Star Wars. Hey, the Star Wars videos get like 100 views a piece, but I don't care. I hate Disney Star Wars, and I'm never going to stop expressing my opinion on them. Alright, we are officially done here. Whoever's still watching, that's awesome. You're one of the better ones. But everyone else is cool too. I hope I covered that up. I hope my next ending comes out better. See you next time.
If you are not subscribed to this channel, The Entertainment Hacker, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button now.